everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a DIY on how to make these super fun furry slides. So these slides are kind of a copy on the Rihanna Fenty furry slides. I particularly didn't want to spend the money on them, so I decided to go ahead and DIY them myself. So if you want to learn how to make these DIY shoes, make sure to keep watching. So the materials I used to make these slides are a pair of slides from the dollar store. They were about $3. A car wash sham. I got it for $3.50, again from the dollar store. And lastly, you can get some pearl beads or some stick-on pearls. And on top of that, of course, you would need a hot glue gun, scissors, and pencil and some tracing paper. So the first thing I did was cut open my car sham to make it flat and easy to use. The next step is to take some tracing paper. You need to outline the shoe strap so we can trace it on to our fur later. So I just took a pencil and I lightly drew along the line. Now this can be really rough because it doesn't need to be exact or anything. It's just really a guideline of where you need to cut and the angles that you should be cutting at. So now that we're done with the tracing paper, we're going to move over to our fur and we are going to make indications on the inside of the fur as to where we should be cutting. Now again, this can be rough, just a light guideline of where to cut. It's always better to go too big than too small because you can always cut down, but you can't really gain back too easily. The way I did this, because it's not always so easy to directly copy onto the tracing paper, was I poked holes through the tracing paper with my pen and made dots on the fur so I knew whereabouts I needed to make my lines. And then I simply used the dots I had just made as a guideline, and then I made a rough line to see where I should be cutting the fur. And of course, the next step is to cut our fur. So once you've cut out both sides of the fur, you can now clean it up a little bit and place it against your slide to make the fur align better. So once you've cut out a pretty good size, now you can move on to gluing the fur onto the slide. It's best to glue both the fur and the shoe. This will allow for the fur to stick super well to your shoe. Now, to do this, it's best to start from one end and work your way to the other end. Now that our fur is completely glued down, there are clearly some rough edges. You can go back now and cut the edges off and align it perfectly with where the band is. So now our slides are almost done. The final touch, which is optional, but I think it makes it look a lot cleaner, is to add some pearl beads. The Fenty Puma slides do not have this pearl edition, but I thought it was a fun little twist since we are doing a DIY. Why not make them super cute? It's easiest to take a string of beads because they'll stick together and you don't have to glue them on individually. And again, we're gonna start from one end of our shoe and we're just gonna glue slightly along to the other side. For this, it's best to put your glue on the actual hemline rather than the beads because the beads move around, so you just want to be able to stick it down. So here are our custom DIY fuzzy slides. I think they look really good. I would definitely wear them around the house or like as slippers in my apartment to my friends' places. They're really fun and they're in. So I think they're perfect for the summer. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you are looking for more DIY videos, you can click right up there. And if you want to keep watching what I'm doing, make sure to subscribe over there. Thanks guys.